We left off over here on Samachim and Beis. We just left off the first wide line. When wide lines get wider, a man says to a woman, I'm marrying on the condition that I have $200, that I'm worth $200. So the Mishnah says, and he has the money, she's mukadeshes. But if he doesn't have it, if he doesn't have the $200, the Mishnah says, ain't mukadeshes. So Mar says, nechush shemi yeshlo. I'm only going over this course for the next, what's beyond the next Mishnah. Let us be concerned he may have it. Although it's not obvious he has it, meaning he may have concealed his wealth, and he may possess it. So therefore it should be minimally Shavik Mukadeshes, right? Secondly, we learned explicitly in the Brisa, Chashina Shemi Yeshlo. We have a concern. He may have the $200. You have this? And therefore she's Shavik Mukadeshes. Lokasha. When the Mishnah says Mukadeshes, if he has it, that means she's definitely married. So if a third party comes and offers her marriage, and she accepts it, she's not married to the second person. But if he doesn't have it, and she does, then she needs a get. We don't let her be with that second person. Because there's a chance that the first man who said on the condition, I have $200, he does have $200. Al-Manash Erech Mosai Mezuz. We know it's a different, but it's enough of a question that it's a Safi Kedushin. So right. So we don't, if she accepts marriage from a second party, we don't allow the second man to be with her. Right. No, he says, on the condition I have. And then afterwards, we don't say he has it. He may have it stashed away somewhere. He has it hidden. And it's enough of a concern to create a suffix. Okay? On the condition I show you that I have $200. So it says if he actually has it, it's his, then she's married. If he's only a money changer, then she's not married. Because he showed he has, but it's not his money, it's somebody else's money. We learned in the Brisa, when she said, on the condition you have $200, it means that the $200 are yours. I mean, what about if a person, we say, he goes and borrows $200 from a person, and he says, I'm marrying condition, I have $200. Would that be considered his money? I'm not sure. What? Again, when she said to him, I'm marrying condition, you have $200, what did she mean? I don't want you to be a poor man. He said 200, less than 200 you're classified as an oni, 200 or more you classify as not a poor. You're not a poor person. So the man borrows $200 because he wants to marry. He knows this woman will not marry anybody who has less than $200. He gets somebody to lend him the money for 5 minutes. I have $200. He returns it. What she meant, that was her intention. That definitely wasn't her intention. So even though regarding kedushin, we say most lotzon, when you borrow something, it's yours. But in this context, when she meant you have to, it means that it's that's actually your worth. This is not his worth. No, it's a condition. Every condition is intent, though. What did you mean when you said you have 200? That the money is yours. But we know that wasn't the intent, right? That definitely was not the intent. It's not more intent. Not it's more important. Not important. I'll give you an example. You write a legal document. So there's legalese and there's literary prose, right? People, in literature you write differently. So when you're writing a legal document, you write it one way. You're writing literature, you write it differently. They have different. Here, the woman said, I'm marrying on condition you have $200, meaning that you're not a poor man. That's what it means. So he borrows $200. Well, it's considered his, but you're still a poor man. Because you have to pay back the $200. But the only thing that's bothering me, the Mishnah gives the example, what is the case where he doesn't have the $200, where he's a what? He's a money changer. Meaning, it's not his money. And say even the greater chiddush. There, the coin, he changes money. So the coins that he deals with are not his. They're not even his coins. Let's say a greater chiddush. Right? He has the money. The money is his. The fact that since ultimately he has to return it. Right? Money changer. The money's not even his money. I mean, he's doing the service of exchanging coins. Denominations of coins. My question is, if factually what I'm saying is correct, the Mishnah should tell us a greater chiddush. Not the case of the money changer, right? It should tell the case of person's a borrower. Person borrows $200, although the money is yours, because when you borrow something, it's yours. Nevertheless, you don't meet the condition of the woman, therefore she's not married. That's what the Mishnah should have said. Seemingly it's less of a chiddush. It's not. He's getting a fee. He's getting a commission, but it's not $200. Let's say his fee would be $200. Let's say he has $1 million and he's changed. So good. He does have $200. We're not talking about that. We're talking about where the fee is less than $200. But the case where you borrow $200, the $200 is your money after you've borrowed it. So seemingly, the Mishnah should have said a greater chiddush, right? Even with milveh, still ein mukadeshes. Okay? If he showed her on the table, meaning he was a money changer, and he said, look, I have $200. Pshita, it's understood, it's not his money. That even though he has an interest in the money because of what? He gets a percentage. It's somebody else's money, and he gets a percentage of the amount of money he changes, right? Because there's an exchange fee. So he's a partner in the exchange rate. He gets the exchange fee. But still, it's not his money. So seemingly, the Gemara holds that this seemingly would be a greater chiddush than a milveh. This is a greater chiddush than milveh. No. Definitely milveh is not mukadeshes. But why is this a greater chiddush? I think, this is what I think. If a person is given, let's say, $1,000, the iska. The iska means the person is a silent partner. He doesn't want to bother with it. If a person says to a person, here's $1,000, and the person wants to borrow $1,000 to go into business. David is important for Ribbis. The person wants to borrow $1,000 to go into business, and the man says, not a problem. It's going to cost you 10%. You have to pay me on the money. Of your profits, you have to give me 10%. That's Ribbis D'Oraisa. That's Torah. On a Torah level, you've actually lent money with interest. Torah violation. Whatever percentage is, if it's pre-designated, what the man has to pay for taking the money, that's called Ribbis. That's Ribbis D'Oraisa. That's Torah interest. Torah violation. Okay? What if a man says like this, look, take the money, I'll be your partner. I'm a silent partner. And when you lend out the money or you exchange the money, I will be, so the money I'm getting is like there's a dividend. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That would be a heter riska, right? Because, what? Man says, I'm going to business. I said, look, I need $10,000 business. You know something? I'll be a partner. And what? And I want part of the profits. I am a partner. 50% of the inventory, whatever it is, I'm your partner. Whatever you decide. You could say you want 90% of the profits. In the partnership, whatever way you arrange the partnership, but the money now is being paid as what? As a profit of the partnership. That's the profits of the partnership. It's not a problem. So I'm not charging because you have my money. The Gemara says, Aga notar. Ribbis is aga notar. I have to wait for my money. I'm charging because I'm waiting for my money. That Torah doesn't permit. Here, I'm not. The money I'm getting is not because it's a fee I'm waiting because you pay me because I'm waiting for my money. It's because I'm a partner. I have a share of the profits. I'm a partner. I'm a 90% partner. I get 90%. No, you're right. No, it's not so simple. That's the whole concept of heter riska. When you lend a person money as a loan, but you write heter riska, it's not so simple how it works. Because factually, what is he doing with the money? The man is going to buy bread, and he's going to buy himself his personal needs. So what kind of profits are there? Right? So you could say, when I give you that, I have an interest in your business. Even though you may be using the money for this, but I have an interest in your business. I purchased an interest Let's say, man, he has no profits. He has no profits. Moshe has a whole lengthy tshuva on this, exactly how heter works. It's not simple how it works. If the man's running a business and there's profits, okay, it's not a problem. That's an easy one. But if a person, what?
If there are no profits, what happens?
It's a problem. That's so again, but it's not. First, it's not.
Still owe and there's no profit.
It's not ribbis dorais because initially there could have been profits. But then this will let it be ribbis drabona, let it be ribbis on a rabbinical level. I'm just giving you an example. So what I'm pointing out over here, iska means could be over here. It's even better than a loan. It's better than a loan. When a man gives let's say he borrowed $200, right? You borrowed, but you have to repay the full 200. You have no benefit. So it's not only is the money, even though the money may be yours, but you have to return the full money. When somebody gives you, let's say a person's a banker, and somebody gives him the money, when he has the money, it's a loan. It's not structured as a loan. 50% of the loan is investment, 50% of the money is mine. Therefore, we're going 50-50 on it. So it comes out the money is all my money when I have it to do, right? And in addition, I have a profit. Even that ain't Mukadeshes. Even that ain't Mukadeshes. This is a milva plus. So it's a greater chiddush here. You understand what I'm saying? The case of iska is milva plus. Because it's a milva plus, you're making a profit on the milva. The banker. You're a financial guy. No? What's going on over here? No. What the chiddush of the Mishnah is. That's the chiddush of the Mishnah. Why this is a greater chiddush than just the ordinary case of borrowing $200. But over here, there's a consideration to say. But there's a consideration to say because here he's making money with the money, because he's getting a percentage of the profits. So maybe the woman would see that that's considered like the equivalent of being his money. But actually, he doesn't have $200. $200 is not his. Therefore, it's a greater chish. Ein mukadeshes. That's why she's not married. That's what I'm saying. It's a loan plus. Let's say the profits are $200. See, he has so $200 are his. They are his. No, because as he goes along, he takes profits. But factually, at the end of the day, he doesn't have $200. No, the $200 he's showing is a potential to make money. He has an iska. Iska means with this, he has dividends. He has profits from this money. But the actual $200 is not his. But let's say at the end of the day, it produced $200. Then he definitely has $200. I know, we're talking about he only has the money that has the potential to produce that. No, but it's more than just a loan.
I would say the shomer plus a bit of profit. And it's not, the loan means that he can do anything he wants with that money. Right? He has to repay the loan, but he can do whatever he wants. Here he can't really do whatever he wants.
Okay, so it's limited. So that's every iska. That's iska. I understand that. Just no, the other way. The other way. A loan it's poshut. A loan is understood in Mukadeshes. This is better than a loan. This is better than a loan. Right? There he has to repay to the 100. Here it's given to you specifically to make profit. That's why he gave it to you. I didn't give it to you to do whatever you want with the money. Okay, little further. Correct. Well, that's the next Mishnah. Mishnah speaks about, person says, I have an acre of land, and an acre of land has to produce so much wheat. And afterwards, he doesn't have the acre. He shows, see this land, there's an acre there. So the question is, more asks, what does that land have to do with you? So more answers, he's a sharecropper. Because factually, the land is not his land. So because what do we have to split? Two cases. The money and the land, same case. It says, but the money's not his, she's not Mukadeshes. So Mara says, the land is not his, she's not Mukadeshes. It's understood she's not Mukadeshes. Right? What do we have to add the other case? The Mara says, no, it's not simple, because it's a sharecropper. So since he gets a percentage of the produce, So maybe you would say that's the equivalent of the land being his. But no, but that's not the way she understood it. That wasn't her intent. The land means the land is yours. You have an acre of land. That land is yours, that you get the full produce of that land. That was her understanding. Not that you have a percentage as a result of working the land. We'll see. We'll see in a moment.
But the Kiddush is, if he doesn't
You with
work
me?
the
No.
land, there's no profit.
Good.
If
What?
he doesn't plant, there's nothing.
Yeah, I understand. Because again, so the land is not his land. We're talking about potential. He said the land is my land. So to a degree, it is his. Amenashishli base kur offer. Harizum kodeshes. V'yeshlo. Man says, in the condition I have a core, a certain measure of land, like an acre, it's to produce what? Let's say to produce wheat, to produce whatever he's going to plant there. And he has it. Kodeshes. She'eshli b'mokum ploni. Says, I have an acre of land at the outskirts of the city. And if it's at that location, she's married. Let's say he has it 15 miles away. It's not where he said. It's farther rather than closer. The reason why I'm saying it specifically this way is the Gemara is going to say, why was land so important? Because it was a means of feeding your family. Of course, if you have the field, so let's say it produces wheat. So the wheat is within a certain close proximity of where you live, so the wife feels she's confident she's going to have food. But if the husband has to travel far away and bring it, it's not so simple. The food's going to be available, and she needs the food. So when he says the land at a certain location which is closer, and it turns out to be further away, you would say, well, what difference does it make? The man says, I'll bring you in either case. But that's not what you said. I want to have that confidence, that assurance that it's readily available. It's not so simple. It's readily available. So it comes out of Kiddush, and that's the way the Gemara explains it. So let's say he says, I have a piece of land 20 miles from town, and it turns out it's 5 miles. So then it would be Mukadeshes, according to the way the Gemara explains it. Because it's only because it's farther rather than closer. But if he said originally it was further away, then it turned out to be closer, that should be Mukadeshes, which seems to be Chosim in a Sefer. Right? The Mishnah is not saying that. Okay, we'll see. Amnash Erech base kur offer. He says, I will show you that I have a base kur offer. I will show you that I have an acre of land that belongs to me. Harezum Kadeshes. V'yirena, and he will show it. Vim hera bediko. He takes her out to a large area. Endless acres, right? Texas estate. In Kadeshes. Because factually it's not his. I'll show you miles of acreage, agricultural acreage. What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with you? It's like, people, David, people, did you hear about this man, how much money he made today or this week? You know how wealthy he is? What are you getting all excited about? What does that have to do with you or me? Right? Has nothing to do with you. But people, that's the way people talk. What are you getting excited about? You know who he is, therefore what? Has no relevance. The man is not giving you, you're not benefiting, and he's not giving you a job. So what are you getting all excited? The man says, I have 50 acres. Brings her to a location. See, 50 acres. She says, is it yours? No. So what does that have to do with you? Any Mukadeshes. She's not married. That's different. That always comes up Shaila. When you buy a car, you say Shechianu. Some people ask, you take a 3-year lease on a car. And whatever it is, you say Shechianu. Or Hatova Meitiv. Because your wife also has a few dents in the bumper. Your wife also drives it. Okay? So, do you say Shechianu? Or Hatova Meitiv. You have a partner. Is it like an acquisition? Right? It's not. Even though you have an option to buy, you can buy the car, but right now you're leasing it. It's not yours. Even though you have full liability. You have to carry the insurance, everything. It's considered like yours. But factually, it's not your asset. If you want to take a loan, could you give the car as the asset towards the loan? It's not your car. It's not your asset. Okay? So the Mishnah says, if a man says, I'm marrying on the condition I have a base core, and it turns out he doesn't have it. Ein Mukadeshes. More says, Let's be concerned. Maybe he does have it. Right? and he's concealing it. That's firstly. V'otanyo chayshinon. We learned in the Brisa Hashem Shema Yeshlo. Where there is a concern, he may yes have it. Therefore, what is she? Therefore she's something kodeshes. Lokasha, same answers we had said before. Hobik dushi, vadim dushi sofik. Our Mishnah says, if he has it, she says, I'm marrying a condition, I have the acre, or whatever the size of base core is, and he has it, she's vadim kodeshes. So therefore, if she accepted marriage from a third party, it's nothing. But if he doesn't have it, it's something kodeshes. Why? Because although we haven't located it, but he may have it. And he's not disclosing where it is. He may have creditors. And if he discloses where it is, they'll go after the land. So what does he do? He keeps his assets hidden. Because he doesn't want the creditors to come after it. So therefore, it's Budushi Sofik. So now the Gemara asks a question. We have two examples of the exact same thing. On the condition I have $200, and he has it, she's Mukudeshes. If he doesn't have it, we're saying Sofik Mukudeshes. Right? That's the previous mission. That's money. On the condition I have an acre of land, he has it, she's Mukudeshes. If he doesn't have it, Sofik Mukudeshes. What is the second case adding to the first case? No. It's condition. Condition, I'm worth so much. I can provide because I'm worth so much. On the condition, I'm worth $200. And she sees he has the $200. Now I understand why it takes you so long to get to the three words of the Gemara when you learn yourselves. Okay. Again, I make a condition. I'm marrying you on the condition. She says, I'll only agree to be married to you if you have $200. Okay? He has to do it. She's married. Okay, he has to do it. On the condition I have an acre of land, he has the acre of land. The conditions. Those two cases are identical. Because he met the condition. Right? She's only if you're a landowner, only if you have $200. And he does. The conditions. What about if he doesn't have it? What do we say? It's a Safi Mukadeshes. Right? Because he may have it. 1 second. So if you already told me the Chiddush by Momon, what does land add to the money? No, we just said borrowed means nothing. The man has nothing. It turns out the man doesn't have the $200. We say he may have. He may truly have $200. Therefore, it's something Kodeshes. We didn't locate the land, so we're saying, but he may have the land. So therefore, it's something Kodeshes. What's the second case adding to the first case? Right, Rabbi Yehuda Nossi, when he authored the Mishnah, he just doesn't give multiple examples to tell me the same thing. Where it's clear from the first exactly what you're able to fully understand all the ramifications from the first case. So it's the same thing. Person buys a house. Equity has $3 worth of equity in the $1 million house. So what? Okay. So more says tzricha. I need both cases. I need the second case adds to the first case. What is it? Diashmin gabi zuzi bishum davidi inchi de metzani. When we talk about money, movables, cash, we say people, they conceal their asset. Money people conceal. But could you conceal land? Okay. Wait. But it's easy to conceal money. It's not so easy to conceal property. Right? So therefore you'd say, even if it turns out he doesn't have the money, which you would say, it's Ein Mukadeshes. You say there's a chance he has it, but he concealed it. People, they conceal it. 1 second. Aval aro, emo, yisli aro. Kolisli. A person has land, there's what? Kola. It's public knowledge. So if it's public knowledge, that's something. So if we don't hear anybody saying that he has land, evidently, probably doesn't have the land. So if that's the case, you'd say, definitely Ein Mukadeshes. So she's a single woman, free to marry someone else. Answer is no. There's a chance that even though normally Kol is late, there's a rumor, word gets around that the man has land. Nevertheless, we say he may, therefore it's something Kodeshes. That's why the second case is adding to the first case. Because it's Lo Zuapsu. That's again. Rabbi Yehuda, very often you have a mission, Lo. Not only this case, even that case. That's Lo Zuapsu. No. The Gemara says that, there's a shibud. When you borrow money, and a man has land, the borrower has land, there's a lien on the land. David, there's your field. There's a lien on the land. Okay? But if you borrow and you have movables, there's no lien on the movables. Okay, so there's a question: should be doraisa, should be drabonon? But why are there liens on the movables? On land, there's a lien. On the movables, there's no lien. So the Gemara says because the lender, when he lends, he has in mind that he wants the land, because the land cannot be concealed or cannot be destroyed. So that's considered security to him. So because initially he's lending on the condition that he has security, that he's able to collect, it's a secured loan because of the land, that's why the lien attaches itself to the land. But movables, even though they're here today, he can dispose of the movables. He can destroy them, he can sell them off, or he can put it in a location where they can never be located. So therefore, his intent, the basis for the loan is not the movables. Therefore, as a result of that, the movables are not liened to the loan for that reason. So even if you're
on land. I mean, the land is liened automatically to any loan that.
if you hold shibuda doraisa, it's automatic. It's automatic. Yeah. No, it's a herald of a bikkur, because it's telling me a bigger chiddush. That he showed her in a bikkur, in a valley. Yeah, Harizim Kadesh. It says v'yeshlo. No, it says and he must have it. What does it say? And he must have it. So the inference, if he doesn't have it, she's not married. Yes, it does. It does say. No, it says the same thing. It says v'yeshlo. Where does it say in though? No, that means even though he has the land, but it's not in that location. Because we're saying even though he has the land, but if the land is not in that location, it's Einim Kodeshes. That's the Chiddush. Although he has it, still she's not married. Because it's not close enough, she doesn't have that level of confidence or assurance in terms of being provided for. Let's see the Gemara. So Gemara says, "Am nashishli b'mokom ploni." I have a piece of property in such a location. Was this pshita? It's understood. Ma'u desemo omalo ma'inafkoloch mina. He says to his wife, "What's the value of land? It's food, because he's going to plant grain there to provide for the family." So she says to his wife, "Am I asking you to transport the grain from?" So it's at another location. But if actually I have the land, and I have the ability to plant, right? Ana tarachno ma'asino. I'll inconvenience myself. I'll bring it. The burden's not on you. Kamash malon, it's not. So Rashi says, Im rochaku ano tarachno ma'asino hatfu lebeisi. And what the answer is, a woman when she gets married, she doesn't want to have to be insecure. She doesn't want to feel insecure. Well, I'll guarantee it. Like a person marries a woman and says, I could earn a living because I'm a very capable person. But personally, he hasn't proven it. And even if he has in the past, she says, look, I want concrete security. If you have it, fine. If not, she says, look, if you have it, I'm secure. Otherwise, I'm not secure. You never know what tomorrow will bring. That's it. Same thing. Well, I'll bring it. And what happens if you don't bring it? So therefore, the woman doesn't feel that assured and confident. Therefore, she's not interested in getting involved in the relationship. What about if he shows her in the bikkur, takes her out to a valley, and he says, look, I have land there, but it's not his land. 10,000 acres, but none of the acreage is his. There's this pshita, it's understood. On the condition I have land, and he shows her the land. Meaning he's a sharecropper in the land. So you may think a sharecrop is the equivalent because he gets a percentage. Let's say he shows us 50 acres. Of the 50 acres, the percentage is the equivalent of getting the full value produce of 1 acre. Yeah, it's a chiddush. It's a chiddush. Let's say the produce of 1 acre is so many bushels of wheat. He's a sharecropper on 100 acres. So the percentage of 100 acres is even more than on 1 acre. Because factually, he doesn't own the land. Because she understood that actually the reason why the produce is his because he owns the land. He doesn't own the land. I'll give you an example. No. A man says, I'm married in condition that I own this particular building. That's what he says. I own the building. Wait. Then afterwards, it turns out he only manages the building. And he gets a fee for managing it. Is she married? Look, I thought you owned the building. But you realize, but managing the fee is a hefty fee. But that's not what way I understood it. You own the building, not if you manage the building. No, I said on the condition I own a core of property. I own an acre of property. You own nothing. That you have profit rights, sharing rights, because you work the field. And if you don't work the field, then you have nothing. So if next year the owner of the field doesn't give you the right to work the land, what do you have? You have nothing. Presently you have, tomorrow you may have nothing. So therefore it's animal keddshhin. Okay, we have another 2 minutes. Gabi Hegdish. Do we have 2 minutes? 30 seconds, okay. Okay. If the gate hasn't closed yet, we still get on the plane. Gabi Hegdish. Tadat. Regarding consecrating something, we learned in the Mishnah, Hamagdish Sodeu B'Shasa Yovel. No, it has relevance to my Shemitah. A person, now what happens in Yovel? A person sells his field, the Torah says, and you have the field for 49 years. In the 50th year, the Jubilee, everything returns to the original owner. What happens if a person sells the field in Yovel itself on the 50th year? Okay? Well, it's going to return. I mean, if everything, but the person, you know what, the person that he went and he consecrated it. Hamagdish Sodei B'Yovel. Now it's interesting. When you consecrate a field and you want to redeem the field, what is the redemption fee? Is it the market value of the field, or it's a set amount per area of the land? It's a set amount. It's not market value, which is much less. We will continue.
What's the day